Manchester City has a huge problem, and I'm going to solve it in this video. So if you remember, about a week ago, Ortega came out, probably not even a week ago, Ortega came out and said, I can't answer questions on my future because I don't know yet. I'm just concentrating on the Club World Cup. So it's been touted for a long time that either Henderson or Ortega will leave. And I think Ortega will leave. I've said in previous videos that I think Ortega will leave, and this is just me putting two and two together. But when you think about it, it's very viable and it does make sense. So at the minute, we've got a lot of non-homegrown players, right? And we need homegrown players. You can have a maximum of 17 non-homegrown players in your squad. We exceed that. Obviously, you've got the likes of your Kovacic's probably going. Gundogan's probably going. Is several players probably going. So I was thinking, well, what's the easiest way to solve this problem? And that easiest way to solve this problem is by Ortega leaving. Now, let me be clear. I don't want Ortega to leave. I like Ortega. I think he's a really, really good number two. Not a number one, a number two. Now, Ortega wants to be number one. So what happens here then? Well, he's never going to be number one. He's not good enough to be number one. So he's got to go. And if we know that from the outside looking in, then obviously he knows himself. He's probably already looking. Now, we're in danger of Henderson leaving as well. But for Henderson to go, we need Costa, because we can't go a full season with Ortega as our number one. So what I thought is, well, if Ortega leaves, that solves a massive problem that we have. And that massive problem can be solved this way. So Ortega leaves, what are our options? James Trafford. Now this is as a number two, right? So James Trafford. Here's why it would work. He's 22, plenty of life left in him. He's experienced at only the age of 22. So think by the time he gets to 26, 27, he's going to be a phenomenal keeper. The problem with Trafford, he wants to be number one. We cannot offer him number one position. I don't think he's good enough to be number one. I think in years to come he will be, but I don't think he's good enough to be number one. Now, apparently Trafford is on his way to Newcastle, which leads me to my next suitable goalkeeper for number two position. If Trafford is heading over that way, then why not Pope over to us as a number two? Don't forget this is as a number two. So Pope as a number two, I think would be perfect, to be honest. 33 years old. Keepers can play until they're 40 odd. Granted, you want to get rid of them before that, but he's got another 4 or 5 years in him. That solves our problem for a long time. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, where if you get a player at the age of 18, then you're just kicking the can down the road, because at some point they will be of age and a non-homegrown player. But Pope, you're getting a good 4 or 5 years, unless you use him as a short-term solution to get someone else. But you know, again, viable. If Trafford goes to Newcastle, then Pope could come to us if Ortega leaves, and that solves the homegrown problem. Right, next. Pickford. Now, I'm a big fan of Pickford's shithousery. There's only one main shithousery in that position, and that is Martinez. Martinez is the main shithousery keeper. But Pickford, imagine if he gets the ego from winning all them games from playing for City. It'd be class. It would be class. Pickford, 31 years old, very, very experienced in the way of playing with a team that often get beat, and he takes it on the chin. Imagine if you put him into a team that wins games. He's England's number one goalkeeper. He is massively experienced, and he likes the banter. And as football fans, as viewers of football, we want to be entertained. With Pickford, we would be entertained. So, what's the negatives to having Pickford? I think his ego will get in the way. If we get Pickford as a goalkeeper, his ego will get in the way. Like I said, it solves the homegrown issues, but his ego will get in the way. That is the only problem that I see. Moving on to another player, another goalkeeper, whose ego could get in the way, but probably the best option for us to go for. You guess what it is? Dean Henderson. 28 years old, ex-United keeper, plays for Crystal Palace, won the FA Cup, had a bit of banter with Pep at the end of the game. Dean Henderson, I think, is a really viable option. And I don't know why there's not rumours of this. I don't know why there's not more rumours. If I'm putting two and two together, let me know if I'm chatting shit, right? But seriously, how can you not look at the comments that Ortega made where Ortega said, I can't answer that. If Ortega leaves, do you really think that we couldn't get a Trafford, a Pope, a Pickford or a Henderson and it solved one of our problems? I think that is the perfect solution to solve one of our problems. Really, I do. So Dean Henderson, moving back onto Dean Henderson. He's got a bit of the shithousery. He's got a bit of the ego. But you have to have that in goalkeeping. I mean, Onana's got ego, but no skill to go with it. Onana's just a bag of bananas, really, isn't he? But Henderson, I think, perfect age, just coming into his prime, won an FA Cup, played for United. You'll have that beefy, you'll have that rivalry, you'll have, the derby days will be funny. And I think it's definitely a perfectly viable option to have Dean Henderson. Let me know if you think what I've said here today is actually a good way of us solving our homegrown issues. Let me know if you thought of it like that, and let me know if you've got another way to solve our issues more easy than this, because I don't think there's a more easy way than this. I think this is the perfect way to solve our problems and solve one of our goalkeeping problems as well. Like the video, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.